Yes, so close.
So much easier it was meant to be.
Two.
Oh wow. Perfect.
Too close. Too close. I will kill you all now.
You're a man of your word.
Just as a reminder, 3 and 4, in fact, all of them, instead of, like, the party's gonna be, like, stacked up right here. You should be at least one light bulb back, and there's really nothing killing you from doing it a little bit more than one. You want to make sure that people have room to stand here so that when you're pointing it, it doesn't clip the party.
So this is one thing that's minor that we changed, Neris, is we're not standing on the markers or on the lines. All of the 4 stacks will be off.
Even the first one?
The first one shouldn't have to.
It's also not in here.
Oh. That's a different problem.
My overlay still doesn't work.
I don't have room on my screen for that shit. That's gonna kill us. I'm gonna hit no to the next ready check until we have to voice chat. I'm all for these fast rolls, but we did not, in fact, resolve the last problem that we had identified.
retarded. Holy cow.
Wait.
Oh, it might be okay. I'm retarded too.
Hmm.
I ran too fast.
Group is still getting cleaved by that.
I killed like 3 people with 5 because I had sprint on and jumped the explosion.
Nearest. So what we were just talking about is one of the things that we tweaked on the
Yesterday.
limit cut phase is when when we're dropping the things, instead of dropping it on the spokes, we're going to be dropping it 1 to 2 ticks in, so that the party has a place to stand. This should always be safe, so you really need to be standing like right here, or the cleave will hit the party. Similarly, you might need to make sure, like the angles are a little bit weird, so I guess the closer in, or I guess closer away from that spoke you get, the safer it is for the party. But like, we can probably just, like, let's try doing it between the dots instead of on the dots. So, or we could try doing it on the middle dots. That's another option. I'm just afraid that, like, for instance, that time
Yeah, I don't want even stuff to stand too far back.
he spawned right here, and then the party got hit with the cleave. Something else you can do is you can actually, this goes for everybody, but you can actually stand closer to the edge. I found out you just need to, as soon as you see him spawn, walk in. You can't dodge the cleave at that point, but if you're standing right here and he spawns, you have enough time to walk back so that the pushback doesn't send you into the wall. And that makes it easier for his stuff to dodge. So, I don't know if that's something else that people want to try, is like having the person who's dropping the cleave stand here and then run in a bit after he spawned. Because once he spawned, his position and direction is locked in place. It's up to the players if they want to risk having this drop, and then if you don't move, you get knocked into the wall. But the alternative is potentially cleaving the party. So, I'm open to feedback here if people would rather stand like right here, in between the lights, or like here. Because just a little tiny variation in the direction you're facing can change the position that the cruise chaser spawns, which determines what is the safe area and what's not. We absolutely need this spot right here to be safe, because if this isn't safe, then the party doesn't have anywhere to stand for the cleave number 3.
If the party's standing here, if any one of these things is going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, like, we should just drop number 3 right here, and then drop number 5 like right here.
That leaves the even person a little bit far back.
Well, I mean, if the middle is exploding, then there should be enough time to get from this marker after Cruise Chaser spawns.
Just saying.
Well, we either risk having one person be a little bit far back, or everybody gets...
As long as everybody's standing in the right spot, it should be fine. We just need to get in the habit of standing in the right spot.
I don't think that our deaths in the last couple pulls were because people were standing in the wrong... Well, because...
Somebody absolutely died last time because of that, and that was that person's fault on number 3. The person with 3 was standing in a fine spot. So 5 then killed everybody, but be conscious of where you're standing. I don't want to spend forever on this. This is not. I don't think this is going to be that interesting once we do it a few times. Know the mechanics. Judge me. You're going to stand anywhere around here is fine. I don't think that the picking a specific spot is going to get us better consistency.
I absolutely think it's going to give us better consistency. In fact, you were one of the people that was the most hard advocating for a consistent strategy.
I am saying, okay, fine. I mean, I don't think that there's a meaningful difference between picking here and here. That's what I'm saying. That is not a meaningful difference in strategy. That is not a difference in consistency. If you want me to pick, I can pick.
All right, let's have people stand for now, like where Kanata is jumping, like between these lights. 1 tick in. That should give enough space where even if we haven't crossed the line, we should not get hit by the cleave. But it's up to everybody else to make sure that you wait here for the green light before you start moving again. One. Right here.
Whoops.
Oh, what? How did you guys not get me? That's awkward. Sorry, guys.
We were down a healer, but
I feel like I should know this by now. With Hand of Pain, is the HP check at the start of the cast or the completion of the cast?
I think we assume it's at the end. Usually that's when things get locked in, is as soon as the cast bar finishes.
On the server.
I
On the
thought
server.
that too. So really, it's like a second and a half before it actually finishes. Then probably.
Nah, it's like 40 milliseconds.
Half a second
Yeah.
before it visibly finishes.
Like, whenever you can, like, slide cast, that's how much time you have.
Gotcha. I only ask because there's been a few times where like, I'll notice they'd be at like 6 or even 7% while the Hand of Pain's casting and it doesn't kill.
Don't know.
No idea.
The other possible option is that it determines it at the start, and it's actually technically casting a different spell.
It's actually just casting "You Are Dead."
I might play around with it a bit, so sorry in advance.
Science is happening.
Placeholder's gonna kill me.
Science?
No, I mean, I'll only do it if it seems opportune. Usually it doesn't. Very rarely I'm like, I should probably switch.
Yay, crit.
Watch where you go, placeholder.
Or what?
The hand was not in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, there was a 7% difference there.
It was 5% when it slammed the ground.
Hey,
At least on my screen.
Oh,
Ah, too close. Trying to ride that edge. Found it.
Don't need to be greedy.
Found it.
It's really this is kind of my point, is it's pretty comfy, to be honest. If you're like even here, you're actually probably fine. Or probably even here. You don't have to be like right here.
Wow, that thing did not take damage. This is the opposite of the placeholder problem. I expect at least one crit.
Seven percent at the cast start. Might be bad. Yeah. I actually wasn't trying to science that one either. I didn't even switch. We were
I
just way
actually-
behind on the hand.
I kind of fucked up my rotation. I'm not sure how much I really do, but
Maybe
it could have
1%.
been. It could have been 2%.
I usually switch over when they're within 2% of each other, if they're within 2% of each other at the when they're back together. But I mean,
Yeah,
I can
it's
always
usually
safe
not an
quit
issue.
accelerate.
I'll count that as an anomaly, because usually I'm able to switch when they hit 10%. I don't have to like stay on anymore, but he was at like 14 when I usually.
Maybe I wasn't the only one who messed up.
So that was number 5?
No,
Or
that
was
had to be
it
7. I was.
That was 7.
I was number 4, and I'm getting hit by the explosion that's coming up behind me.
Sprint.
That I was number 7. Or I should say, I realized after the fact I was number 7. I thought I was number 6. That was my issue.
Okay.
Tam, so where were you standing? So I was approximately here. Where were you standing?
I was like basically right on Cruise Chaser. Like I was basically as close to the middle of his hitbox as I could be, without getting hit by the cleave and without being on the other side.
If Carrot was there, though, where were you?
Like right there,
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah, so
and I still got hit by the previous explosion.
that doesn't. So you can wait up. Like you don't need to be right here. You can be in like this pie slice is absolutely safe because the last explosion is right here, right? And then it goes to the middle explosion. Or am I incorrect in that? Because the last explosion happened right. The last
This pie
explosion was
slice.
on these 2 pie slices.
Yes.
Then there's the middle explosion. Then it's these 2 pie slices that are exploding.
Yes.
So if these 2 pie slices are exploding next, that means that these 2 pie slices. Sorry, that's not right.
This and 1 are going off at the time Cruise Chaser is doing 1 or 3 and 4. And then D and B happen when Cruise Chaser is charging. And the very next explosion is right here. 2 and across.
That's the one that I'm getting hit by.
So he has
Right,
about
so-
1 explosion to go from here to here. Which I think is possible, right?
It's definitely possible.
You can
Like,
also just
I
start
think-
running because you're facing the right way.
Well, the thing is like if I would have started running before I saw him jump, like I was that close to his hitbox that like any point at me running, he would have charged the other way.
So here's, I think, where one of the things in the video slash the trap guide shows them doing something slightly differently. And I think this is why.
Well, they were
For
sending it
number-
down the middle, right?
Number 3, yeah, I think you send it across the middle because the middle pie slice is going to get exploded or has already exploded at the time that Cruise Chaser dashes. At that point, 1 and 2 are like not there. They're somewhere else. And that knocks you this direction, and then you can keep running this way. And the rest of the party is all like stacked up right here, waiting for the pie slice to open up. So they should be out of the way at the time that the dash happens. Do we want to
So-
try that for...
Yeah. The only reason we can't send them down the middle always is because they would hit 1 and 2 when they jump across. Is that where we're at, right?
No, that's not the only reason. That is one reason. The other reason is that the middle's a lot more temperamental. It's a lot easier to sort of accidentally send him towards the party.
The other reason is, for instance, for 1 and 2, if you get knocked into the middle, then you might not be able to get out of the middle in time before the middle explosion happens.
I mean, I did not hit
Back?
sprint, so I could hit sprint and I'd probably be able to make it.
Yeah, I think that's like the fallback option is we can always just have people plan on using sprint there. I don't know if it's the best solution for consistency.
I have not had a problem since we sort of figured this out. Even if I'm like starting like back, here, I I'm gonna guess maybe Tam just had a leg spike or was a little bit slow to start. But I've definitely like made it from all the way back there to here and seen it explode behind me. It seems like it should be fine. Like the timing, there should be enough time. Let's see if there's something else going wrong.
It is tight, and there is the knockback. Even if you're facing him, there's a slight one which can affect your position as far as your client's concerned and as far as the server's concerned.
Yeah, I would bet that there's something else going wrong. Just trying these minor tweaks could be an exercise in micro optimization that's not necessary if we're missing something else.
One.
Oh, not I did it that time. Because I was watching other people.
Sort of did it.
I guess I don't know well enough to do it while not really paying attention.
Oops.
I don't like the sound of oops. Yet we're not dead.
Or do we just not know it yet?
Omaiwa.
We needed a limit break.
Right, actually, the liquid's got a lot of health. Or hand's got a lot
No,
less health. I don't know.
It's pretty normal.
Really?
No, we're not usually at 7% here.
No, I think it's a limit break pull.
Alright. Okay, we're good.
I'm dead. I didn't get a number.
2.
Okay.
Does it still give a marker to the dead person?
Oh. Well, kind of.
They might
Maybe.
have a number, but they don't get a marker. They don't get a visible indicator.
Someone else will get what they were supposed to have, though.
Yeah, that's what it looked like happened.
Phew!
Bless you.
Phew! Ah.
Again.
Yeah, well, it's
Was that HP difference?
yeah, they started at like 4%. So there's my science. My bad.
What?
Felt like an ad dying.
Oh,
No,
Nope.
that was
That was hand.
HP difference. So that there was no science involved this time.
wait,
So,
that's
I don't know
weird.
That's happened maybe 3 times total in all of our runs now. I don't know what causes it.
Maybe just crits just adds up on one side.
Yeah, someone's running hot on the liquid, I guess. I don't know. It has to be it because it's a very rare occurrence, and I don't change anything during that phase. I don't think anyone else does. I think we're all pretty consistent in the first like 2 minutes of this fight.
My
It's
crits.
like I think They Might Be Giants said something along the lines of they could play Birdhouse from Your Soul decapitated and blindfolded. And that's kind of how I feel about this fight right now. I definitely pushed these buttons in the same order all along.
It is pretty consistent, surprisingly.
Blinded with GCD.
In fact, I'm willing to bet I could make an elaborate third-party macro to do this phase for me at this point. Bet.
But could you do it from memory?
Maybe. If I wasn't in game, I bet I could. That's scary. I don't know what to do. Do I hit this thing again? I got like a direct crit and it threw my whole rotation off. So much for being consistent.
I don't have it. I don't have it. What? That's not.
Too close, sorry, I guess.
Do you have
This
something
is
in?
definitely a limited break pull.
Yes.
Like the music or whatever it is you think you have. Okay, that's not gonna work.
I don't think it's any longer a limit break pull.
Unless that is healer limit break 3.
Nope, we're just dead right now. Oh, okay.
Hey,
Five's gonna be off because they're dead.
whoa!
I guess it gave me 5 and 6.
That was a slap.
Yep.
Hmm.
Woof.
Hmm.
Wolf indeed.
I mean, are we trying to cut it too close there or something? I mean, clearly that seems to be the case if nobody knows what's going on.
What's changed
Yeah,
though?
I mean, nothing's changed. We're all focusing on our ads during that part.
If anything has changed, it's that I'm no longer using pots in the first phase when it's only living liquid up.
That shouldn't affect anything.
That's what I think.
I mean, right now they're within 2% of each other.
Because we're looking at them.
But I have a hard time believing they get more than 5 during that phase somehow. That was a little hard.
One.
Wait, why did I turn? Oh, dude, getting. Oh, I bet I got knocked back in that. No?
This was a trap. Why did I take this rest?
Just in time for EC.
Yay, sprint worked.
Did you get 4 again?
Yep. I seem to be getting that number like a lot.
You probably won't get it again for like a month. How close was it?
Random question.
I don't remember.
Tyleet, how is your Eye of the Dragon macro set up?
6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4.
I've just noticed like Kanata keeps getting it. I don't know why.
Wait, what?
Macro's going on macro? I don't know. He's literally the last person in the list.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, I don't know.
You say keeps, but I think I've gotten it more than him.
Oh, yes, because you're 6.
Right, I know. I
Yeah, I mean, that would
Do
be my
healers
guess.
have to be listed in the macro? Like, can we just not list them?
That's probably also an option.
I mean, it's objectively almost never correct, right? So just take them out.
Well, what I'd guess is if he hits it when he's like has an OGCD or something going on, maybe it gets 3/4 of the way down the list. Right, so it's just gonna not go off. That still might be better though, because then he can just mash it again.
Is that my ad?
Yep.
Not too much health though, right?
Nope.
Oh,
It died.
Oh. Maybe it's
Oh.
AoEs?
Hmm.
Death Flare?
That's unfortunate.
Well, not Death Flare. It'd be the Phoenix equivalent, but I can delay my Phoenix yet another GCD to make sure that, because it sometimes doesn't get sucked up immediately because it sort of ticks.
Yeah,
You can-
you're probably safe to just knock it back one, because I'm pretty much always on that exact same GCDs. I'm moving in with my fire starter, so you bring yours back one, it should account for it.
For things like the Dragon's Eye, where you can just like list numbers, can you list the same numbers, like just in case it doesn't take?
You can, but it doesn't really help much.
Yeah, it's not. We're talking. I don't actually know if it does take time to go through the macros. If it does, it's a very, very, very small amount of time.
It's all client side.
Is it?
is.
I guess it must be because of your tool.
Well, I mean,
It
like,
does take a little time to run through it. You'll notice that there's much greater consistency with the same macro, or I should say with the macro repeating command 15 times than there is if you only put it once. So there is some delay, but it's not a lot.
How did we get back on the macro discussion again? I missed the
Dragon Eye. You started this conversation.
No, I mean, like, I thought we were done with that.
oh no, I was just wondering, like, if, like, so if you have the macro, it'll go through and just pick whoever's closest or whoever's in range, and the first person on that list gets chosen.
There
It'll
is
simultaneously pick the first person in the list that is a valid target and that it can actually execute if there's no animation conflict.
and I believe it sends all of those commands to the server at the same time, and it's whichever one gets to the server first, which is because I'm pretty sure this game uses UDP for its transfer protocol. Packet order is not guaranteed.
Well, they are like 7% apart. What the hell?
Oh, wait, I can.
I must have been on the wrong target that whole time or something. Whoops.
Quick question. Splashes. Do splashes lock in damage when they start, or is each one a new attack? In other words, if I hit it like Heart of Light in the middle of them, does it still take effect?
They are individual attacks.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wasn't. I was like, wait, I actually am not super confident.
No, the hand is the one that was.
The hand's always behind.
I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain I messed up my tab targeting in the middle of that, and just ended up on the liquid and assumed I wasn't. That's probably
You should keep doing that. Not you, placeholder.
right.
Well,
See, it is somewhere not at the end.
like, and I don't think at any point there were we within 5%.
Not going crazy yet.
Hey. Whoa!
This might be bad.
This is definitely bad.
What happened?
Walked into a hot blaster.
And you were like 3 or 4.
And I lived.
Yeah, Tam lived through it for some reason.
Also, I was probably. Well, I was definitely too close because he went at a weird angle, and because it's a line attack, that's what killed you. Because I was number 1. Or I was number 2. So I need to. Careful that I'm not too close.
Do we want to take a quick break? We've got about an hour left.
Sure.
That sounds good.
Open up /HUD layout, and you won't get kicked.
I have to repair, so sorry.
Wow.
And
Wait-
we
wait
have
on
more
that.
time than there's time left in the instance, anyways, right?
Slightly.
So, who came up with the 5% number? Is that just like to be safe? You should be at 5%, because on that one, I feel like they started at 6 and they were at 7 when it went off, and we didn't die.
Yeah, it started at 6, it went up to 7. I think it went up to 8, and then it went back down to 7, 6, then 7. It's hard to tell, right? It kind of fluctuates quickly.
Yeah, but either way, it was definitely not ever within 5. So I don't actually know what to think of it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and hope for the best. I'll try not to let it get worse than 8, I guess.
I mean, let's try to keep it with less than 5.
Yeah.
Nobody has seen it explode and been paying attention and seen that it was less than 5. So if it's less than 5, it seems safe.
True enough. Alright, I'll be back.
I'm trying to think of mechanics from previous raids that players never. I feel like there was like 1 or 2 mechanics from the Savages that like players never really understood correctly and they just kind of worked around. But I can't remember what they were.
I am back and I'm ready.
Someone is a chef.
Someone is a chef?
Oh.
Too many cooks?
One cook too many.
Whoosh.
Wow, you preempted that placeholder.
It's more about Neris using robots and cheats and hacks.
Oh.
Or it could be an in-game macro. You never know.
He's projecting.
No! No!
Hmm.
Oh boy. I definitely hit the wrong key and now I'm in ice phase.
You're ice
This is not good.
It's fine. Guess you get to learn a new rotation.
I'm supposed to be casting Thunder right now and I'm on Fire 4.
This is where your experience comes into play.
This is where we wipe.
Wait, what?
Oh, that wasn't even my fault.
Wait,
I'll take it,
though. Are you
Oh,
sure it's not your fault?
That I definitely got 8.
It was the Yagdal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I almost got him with the trap res.
Oh, okay. I know what happened. I didn't move fast enough because I usually move during a Thunder's crowd there. Muscle memory is hard. Mobby.
The problem is when you are so focused on your rotation that you're not basing it off of the fight.
Yep. I have no idea how that happened. One of my Fire 4s, I casted a Blizzard 3 instead, now Hockey's on the other side of my bar.
I'm just amazed I have never run into the wall there.
Same here.
Just jinxed it.
We did.
Yep.
Drainage. That's something I haven't died to, I think, maybe.
Probably not. Well, you probably have, but not recently.
Yeah, probably.
I specifically took Celenta's tether into the party. Okay,
Yeah, I
where else?
noticed. So I'm just gonna say this because you probably don't know what it feels like. Getting rescued. I feel kind of feel a little violated there.
Did good. Use arms like.
Oh, what the
Okay, I ran into the wall.
I still haven't run into the wall.
I'd like that drink now.
It wasn't even the wall, it was a stupid puddle.
So,
I mean,
placeholder. Would the appropriate drink for you be some fire?
No, it's a
I don't
Smirnoff
get it.
Ice.
Or some white?
to be fair, I ran into the wall, so I can say that I did it on purpose first. I just had a good opportunity.
Apparently there is a Thunder vodka, and I looked this up just for the last show.
That's really not supposed to happen.
I got it.
Don't do anything great, don't do anything
This is definitely a limit break pull.
great. Lots of BCD, lots of BCD, lots of BCD. Oh no, fight training. Oh lord.
Oh boy, yeah, limit break as soon as you want. It might not even be enough.
We've made it from 10% before, but it is sketch as fuck.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not gonna make it to the next phase.
Nope, sure aren't. Hi, Slenta. Wait,
Aw,
how did,
not
wait,
even-
what? It just killed you. Did
Was
you-
somebody still standing when the screen wiped?
Yeah, Slenta was standing. He was up.
It was like, we're just waiting until we can legitimately remove that res invulnerability.
Maybe it just wipes the screen after the the thing anyway. It doesn't matter if you're up or down.
Carrot. Why do you always drag your ads to the middle like you're drunk?
Because that's the only way I can guarantee that it gets picked up at exactly the correct time. Like, the ad... You play a fucking tank, you know how ads work in this game. They don't like to follow you. They don't like to follow you short distances.
You're trying. Okay, so you're trying to extend the distance with your.
I'm trying to
Which
make sure
you're
that the
dragging.
ad gets all the way to the middle, so that it doesn't like stop 3 feet in front of the boss and just not tether. Two, one.
Your charge hit me, Nurse?
I was testing something. It didn't work.
Wow.
I'm like, I saw where you were. You were nowhere near me. And then you were. And then we both died somehow. Did you get hit with my cleave?
No. It considered me to be looking away during the charge.
Ah. Well, that makes sense.
Basically, I wanted to know if the charge does any snapshotting at all. The answer is no.
I'm a man who appreciates science.
I've been wondering that for a while, but I also haven't been too for a while. I figured if any time's the time to test it, it would be on the number that won't screw up the rest of it.
Actually, most of the even numbers shouldn't ruin it.
But they might not actually make it alive to the point where you can actually test.
Also, I know that with one, the rest of the party is in a safe distance.
a little comfier than usual for my health. Because I don't have a heal here now. Hands lower.
I might have accidentally not switched.
Should still be
Happens to
fine
the
though.
best of us.
Might want to take a step forward in theirs.
I see. 1. Wow!
Oh my god. I was barely over that line.
I need to get better at not walking into Hawk Blasters.
Actually, that seems to be the hardest part of it to me. Especially if you're like that 5th explosion or 6th explosion with 3-4. Because that's really the only one in the middle of it that's like out of pace. Actually, the 6th explosion, but also the 2nd explosion.
Oh, I just got domed. That's not good.
I can get a res, but like not for a few seconds.
Wow.
Getting it now.
That's way too long to be dead. I'm not taking that res. That's a prolonged
that's the
res.
2nd res.
It's gonna pass. I was standing in the asylum thingy. I don't know what happened. I usually don't die there to my ass. Again with the hand.
I don't know, man.
Alright, I'm gonna try something different, maybe? I'm gonna see if this helps. I'm just gonna switch to the hand for a couple of big hits.
I mean, I probably can't make the difference by myself under normal circumstances, but I definitely switched away from doing a higher potency attack to single targets, just to make sure the hand is low enough. Because we were having problems when I wasn't doing that.
Man,
Huh.
what is going on? This is
That's
really unfortunate.
unusual, Yeah. Huh.
And then, so I was gonna give my doll an extra hit on the way in, but he says it's 28. But I guess whoever grabbed it didn't realize that. Welp.
It looked low enough. It actually might have been if I had thrown a lightning shot instead of a provoke.
Despite trying to make a build that does extremely consistent damage, it's still really annoying when shit like that happens. 'Cause if I roll like the absolute lowest I can 3 times in a row, it ends up at like 28%. It's just like,
Escape.
cool, thanks. I guess I'll waste my fire starter on this now.
What if we get a direct crit on that?
Right? Oh, it was a lunar break. Did you get out?
Yeah.
That didn't do any damage?
Nope, because he died.
Oh, that is tragic. Rip.
Wow.
I'm already loving this phase. That we have to do every poll. Forever.
Forever.
So eventually we got relatively consistent with Twintania. It still feels a little sketch.
Twintania is a shorter phase, I think, though.
No.
No, it's longer. Never mind.
This phase is 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
This phase is a lot more complex than Twintania, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Twisters.
That's true. That's like 5 mechanics. This one still wins, though. I'm trying to think of ways to make this more consistent. But it's hard, because like the ways that we screw up, or that we die to,
I
think we
certainly
don't have a lot.
can't replicate half of them.
That has
Like what? Like what was that?
It's
That
probably-
was the
Like
wall.
stuff like that. It's like,
I'm gonna go play in a Twister.
That was the wall. I did get the new mouse in, but it's on the factory settings, so it set itself to a really weird sensitivity just then. So I couldn't turn properly.
Is it heat sensitive? Just by like touching it, you activate the button.
Like things like carrot and placeholder doing sometimes inconsistent damage, or their ad killing their ad, or Ifrit killing carrot's ad or whatever. Like I don't know what we can do about that.
I
Right?
managed to solve that problem at least. I have to.
I guess it has. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah.
So something that's I don't know, interesting to nobody but me is if I do a Ruin 3 before Bahamut phase, then everything works out fine. But if I do it after, then Bahamut goes away. A half a GCD before the ad spawns, and that means that I can't get an extra worm wave proc, which means that we are a full GCD and a half behind. And that's when I sometimes don't pull the ad in, and that's just because I hit one button, one GCD too fast.
okay, so
I think you're coming in later than before.
alright, I'll see what I can do.
Are you?
One thing I will definitely say is when you bring the ad in, it definitely feels like it's later than it was for a while.
My ad?
Your ad. And also, you're a little inconsistent, which may not really matter much because you're the last person, but
It should be the exact same every time because I come in with a fire starter proc
it's
right at the end of my fire.
It's definitely at least within. It can vary at least within 1 GCD, sometimes within 2.
It's within 2, but it doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
Here's where I hit the wall.
But I think he was also doing a thing where he was like stutter stepping, like doing half the movement in one pass, and then the other half in a second pass. So maybe he's missing an AoE heal that he used to be getting.
Or 3.
I'm gonna scoot him closer.
E.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, both resers are dead. Oh, I also have aggro.
I do have aggro.
No, but
Out. In, out, something.
I don't have necklace.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to stack in the middle till the chakrams appear, then go to the outside, and then chakrams appeared, and then go back in.
Oh, those aren't leaves. Those are deltas.
Oh, geez, what? Oh, geez, what?
Okay,
So
yeah.
they're reading their final sentences.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta resolve Nisi and do all that?
So I'm pretty sure our final sentence was death.
Right. So, no, we do that first, and then we do Nisi. So we have not even seen what Nisi actually does yet. And we moved out way too quickly. We need to wait until the chakrams appear, move out, and then move back in.
Oh, are we actually like talking about mechanics there?
We have something new to learn.
Sure.
There were 6 people alive there.
So every time I've seen it, the chakrams have appeared like opposite of each other.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's going to be true for every.
I think that seems likely.
But then you can't just get out, right? Because then you could get out right in the line of the chakrams.
Well, I think you're actually baiting the chakrams when you're in the middle,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
they pick the direction they're going to run, which is why you wait in the middle, and then you run out in your clock directions, and then after the whatever attack happens, you run back in.
Yes. And if they're like directly in intercardinal and cardinal, then the people who have that position just run slightly to the side. It doesn't matter which direction exactly you go.
But you don't want to be close enough to pass Nisi. Unless that is a thing you could be doing at some point. But we don't know yet, so we shouldn't pass it.
Passing Nisi? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Let's
going
not
to
go
happen.
there yet.
That is absolutely going to happen.
Nobody touch each other.
Nisi is from 4, isn't it?
No. Wait, yes. It might have made a reappearance in 8 Savage.
Was the Brute Justice one not Nisi?
I'm pretty sure it's a little garbled because I think it had the water and lightning debuffs from 6, didn't it?
It did have the various judgments, and the judgments were determined how you did each of the mechanics.
No, I mean in addition to.
Ooh, hand is lagging, be careful in the deeps. Okay, it's fine.
.1%.
Seriously?
It's because
What happened there?
I switched to the hand for a second for GCD.
Is it what, like your dots and stuff?
Well, no, it was
Because it felt like we were way ahead on Jigglypuff, and then we like suddenly at the last second stalled out. After people had switched back to him, but I don't know.
it was a little high to begin with.
I could have used any release. My bad.
Thanks, Tam.
Ah, Tam. Damn it, Tam. You know, we never talked about the real surprise that we learned from last week's raid, which is that Midori actually has a giant fucking AoE heal that she can spam all the time.
You're talking about.
Oh no!
I mean,
I use it
curing
sometimes.
Waltz is either that big nor that much of a heal.
It's more effective if the party's stacked because you get hit by twice, which is essentially a free cure one for the entire stack.
And I was already using it in the places he told me to use it.
Oh, you were? I thought that.
Yeah. At the end during the splashes, I was using it there already because I was scared, so I would use it.
Turns out your instincts were correct.
Was it just the first one that you weren't using it on or something?
That's
Or was
a
it both?
questionable use. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually hard to fit into my stuff.
And
Yeah,
it's
there's
a questionable value. The one when you do it during the splash
Okay,
use, it makes it so that I don't actually like feel that my AoE.
I mean, there is a point in this fight where I triple weave.
Same.
Except it's not weaving. You're just not getting what you see.
Hey, crit.
What?
See what happens when I get a crit? We die.
Cause and effect. Tam gets a crit. We die.
Why did we die?
Your ad died.
Equilibrium crit. Crit.
Carrot's
Second
ad died.
I don't think my ad died. It was at 21%.
Someone's at that.
I don't have a thing that's strong enough to kill my ad at 21% because that's
We also didn't
why
say
we
you
die
can,
some other times.
but it definitely was the one that exploded. Maybe somebody else accidentally hit it.
Watch this placeholder like fire towards your ad.
He just does it every once and ever.
Just to put blame on someone else. Nobody checked the stream.
Okay, we're good.
There's my triple weave.
I used my reprisal too early. Actually, that's a long time.
10 seconds now.
Yeah, but 10 seconds feels like an eternity.
Yay, crit!
There's a quadruple weave.
Okay, hand is a little behind. Should be
Come
fine
on,
though.
it's fine.
What?
I'm such a liar. Holy shit. I didn't switch off of it either. I was so sure. I threw a Xeno and everything at it. Everything I know is a lie, because we've been fine with way worse looking ones than that.
I don't know.
Unless it locks in the damage like way before the cast even starts or
I don't know.
something.
I don't know, man. I got no
It's
idea.
very
Not
strange.
any idea. Because it only dipped down to 6%, like halfway through.
Uh-huh. Which is really not anything worse than we've ever had.
Unless the percentage difference that they can be apart is somehow relative to their total amount of health percentage or something.
That sounds convoluted, but I believe it.
It's not that crazy, but it would be different than they usually do. Yeah, that's my triple weave.
They are tied. I'm switching over while they're tied.
Oh, what?
That's my fault.
Wait, that's Trapper. What are we doing?
I choose not to die from hand of pain or whatever the other
I
one
hit-
is.
I hit backwards instead of left, so. I will admit, this is probably due to the kinds of control schemes that I have where I'm like hitting Alt 6, Control 7, and then trying to hit A. It's just like hands, that's not a convenient control scheme.
You use 7 as a hotkey? That's ambitious.
Control 7.
Jeez. That's way out there.
Playing fucking octaves over there.
What the hell, man?
Might I suggest a multi-button
Multi-button mouse?
There's lots of things that could solve this.
Like, I don't even like using 6.
Alt
Clearly
6 is
you need an
Control 7.
auto hotkeyed Stream Deck XM.
That was close.
Yeah, I was watching. among other problems.
I use numbers 0 through 9.
I think my furthest button is 5.
You have a 12 button mouse though. 12 thumb button mouse.
Yeah,
I
it's
use-
beautiful.
Yeah.
I use 1 through 12, and then another 3 on top of that. Technically 4.
I think the minus button is the furthest button away.
All of my primary skills are 1 through 7, control 1 through 7, alt 1 through 7, and then mouse buttons.
You know, if you just shifted over one, started tilde instead, it might
Tilde
be a
is my
little
push to
easier
talk
reach.
button. Nope, that's too important.
Wait, do you use a mouse?
Me? Yeah.
Okay, I don't use my mouse.
The fuck?
What? What do you mean you don't use your mouse?
I don't use my mouse.
I hear the words you're saying, but they don't make sense.
Do you just mean like you don't use mouse buttons?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, every now and then I will use the mouse to, like, face or direct myself, but not very often.
Okay, what is your right hand doing? Like, ever?
My right hand is hitting all of my abilities.
It's
What?
holding-
My left hand is
holding a
moving.
screwdriver.
You dual wield your keyboard?
I do.
What am I listening to?
When I played
I thought I knew you people.
when I played Final Fantasy 11, that's what I did too. I didn't use the mouse.
Well, yeah, because you can play everything. You can do all movement just from the numpad in 11.
And most importantly, it wasn't worse than with mouse. This game, mouse is definitely better for camera control.
This is like when I learned about people doing keyboard-only controls for first-person shooters.
Gross.
That's bad.
But in general, my accuracy is actually very good. It's just... It's very specific points in the fight where I'm trying to do like weird shit.
Like
And...
into a wall.
Nope, just fell over. Damage. Why? God damn it, Carrot.
He stopped doing it to me because it wouldn't work.
I just do it to whoever dies first.
Oh, that was a weird damage threshold where XCOG didn't trigger, but you still died.
I should take like a video of me playing with my keyboard.
And you should post it on your videos where you're explaining how to play classes so that people can take you seriously.
Actually, I was gonna say, like, if I should post some of the, like, a video of my hand, my left hand, during my openers for DPS classes. That'd be some good shit right there. That's some keyboard playing right there.
Wait, what's happening? Wait, what is happening?
Oh,
Carrot,
okay.
watch out!
No, we're dead.
So that's what happens, I guess, when I immediately tab to the fist, hit it with a ruin
No,
or
no,
death.
I double
flare,
tapped,
pain
and I didn't
flare.
realize it for a second.
Okay, well,
I got one hit on it, but then I switched back, I guess.
Alright, a couple more pulls. Let's get some good ones.
I'm gonna
Yep.
say this should be our last pull unless we get to the cutter phase. We
Just
don't
no
get
more
to the cutter
talking until
phase.
we're done. This is important.
Silence only.
Call out something.
Comms clear. Comms clear.
More dots.
One.
I died to my own stupidity.
No, man.
But at least it was after my charge, so.
Here it is.
Where's the chakrams?
They're not yet. There they are. Stay out. Now you get it. The Hawk Blaster. You're gonna have exactly one person in the middle.
Okay, so we're not actually waiting until those target the ground and then running in and then avoiding them. We're actually definitely getting hit. Okay, yeah.
Also, yes, there is definitely the water and lightning debuffs. Kanata had the water, so I'm guessing that's a healer.
Oh god, the water and lightning debuffs, and is there probably gonna be a fucking ice thing, and we have to like get behind the ice pillar? Well,
Oh, boy.
disease is going around or something.
Oh, Hawk Blaster is not
You sound so
takeable.
excited.
It's 263,000 damage on Hawk Blaster. Definitely not takeable.
Okay. So
Well, it looked like one was Photon and one was Hawk Blaster. But
There isn't the.
I never took that much damage. I took 77,000 and 80,000.
Hmm.
And I think I got hit by 2 of them.
What was the thing in 4 where you had to like take the ads in specific orders, but people cheesed it by like just killing people?
that was the Royal Pinnacle, and that was one of the things that you had to do the Nisi for, where you had to pass the red and the blue, but they couldn't touch each other.
Yes.
That we always cheesed.
Yes. Because
Now
don't
we
not
should have
do it.
learned it. We should have learned it.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's a Royal Pinnacle, but we definitely have.
I mean,
Judgment Nisi that
are
have
we
to pass.
done or are we going again? 'Cause it's one.
We earned another pull.
Well,
Got to-
here's the thing. Are we gonna? I don't even
Last
have
poll.
any ideas.
Last one.
Let's do the last.
I just
poll,
wanted to
but-
get through the Cruise Chaser phase with the limit cuts with everyone alive.
as a respectable goal.
Hand is below the liquid.
They seem to be about even at this point if everything's going right.
It's about 2% difference usually when I switch.
It just gives us more cushion later. So I wouldn't call it a problem.
Two. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sprint if I get 3 at all.
What? That's totally around that.
Yeah, 4 needs to sprint. Not used to that.
I'd like to try having 3 and 4 shoot through the middle, but that, we haven't consistently gotten there enough yet to find out how to micro-optimize that phase. And everything about this fight is about micro-optimizations.
As
I don't think this is helpful at all. But my natural inclination is instead of trying to optimize that, just use the two groups thing because it doesn't need optimizations.
Maybe.
But we're really, really bad at splitting.
Well, hold on. Let's be clear. We chose to not split up because we did not understand the timing or how the mechanics worked at the time. I think we'd actually be fine to split up now. I will say this, which is that I have gotten 3, 4, 1, 2, 6, and 7 tonight, and I'm actually, like I said, I'm reasonably confident in that phase now, and I don't think that I've screwed up, or at least as worded, our strategy should work for all of those mechanics just fine without sprint or anything, as long as you're like on top of it. But I don't know if that's the same for people who have lag or whatever.
Well, no, it's specifically because off the edge of the slice. Now 4 is without sprinting, or at least where I've had 4 without sprinting. It's just to the edge of getting hit by the Hawk Blaster behind it. That wasn't a problem when it was on the edge of the slice before.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was like. I
So
would
that's
want
why
to
I'm
push it
saying
forward a little
if we're going
bit.
to
So maybe
keep
it depends on
doing
your
this,
partner.
Boost to sprinting is 4.
Yeah, I do think we can go back to the as worded strats, so to speak, with the splitting. I actually think that'd be fine with that. I just kind of the advantage to what we have right now is that we can see everything that's going on, and if you're sort of mentally counting out, like, okay, 1 pie slice, 1.5 pie slices, 1.5 pie slices, 1 pie slice. I think, I don't know, maybe calling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would help. I don't know. I'm bad at calling out. Like, I think our current strategy could work, but it's probably not as safe as the splitting up strategy. The problem with the splitting up strategy is people need to be comfortable with the mechanics. And I think we're a lot more comfortable than we used to be. I don't know how other people feel about that.
Yeah, I don't actually have much of a preference between them.
I gotta go.
It just strikes me that if you're at the point where you need to micromanage one particular thing, that it kind of highlights the lack of that in the other to me. If that makes any sense.
I'll be back in an hour for people who want to Monster Hunter.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night, Tam.
Good night.
Yeah, I'll catch you later as well.